Do you want to know the best classes to use in Terraria 1.4 Journey's End? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, I will be showing you the best classes to use in Terraria and why you should choose them. But remember, it's completely up to you what class you should pick for your playstyle and preferences. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So, let's talk about what each class does best and what the pros and cons they have. The melee class is for those who like close range combat. This class consists of swords, yo-yos and other melee weapons. This is an extremely popular class to pick in the new 1.4 update, as the Zenith sword was released, which has the potential to deal more damage per second than any other weapon in the game, making this a good class for people to choose when they are playing in their Terraria world solo. One downside of this class is that there isn't much to choose from the weapon section compared to other classes like the Ranger and the Mage class, especially as the Zenith makes most of the other melee weapons redundant. The melee class is brilliant for taking down bosses solo due to the high defense this set supplies you with. The Ranger class is also a popular class to choose from due to the ability to deal very high damage to enemies and bosses at a relatively safe distance. This class consists mostly of bows, repeaters and guns, which most require ammunition to shoot. The SDMG or Space Dolphin machine gun is one of the most popular guns to use in late game, as it possesses very high damage per second when paired with chlorophyte bullets. These bullets also lock onto enemies, ensuring you don't miss a shot, which will increase your DPS even further. This is one of my personal favourite classes to use in Terraria alongside the melee class. This is a good class to choose when playing solo or in multiplayer, as bosses and enemies will target the melee players, and this allows you to fight from a safer distance. This is especially great as you have less defense than a melee character. The Mage class is a great class to use if you like magic. This class relies on a statistic called mana, which a player depletes when using mage weapons. It soon regenerates automatically after using it, so don't be worried about using it all. This class has two sides to it. You can either be an amazing support character for your friends and become almost invincible with all the buffs your character will create, or you can become an extremely high damage dealer, comparable to that of the Zenith sword in the melee class. This class is highly dependent on choosing the correct weapons and accessories to suit your playstyle. Changing the combination of accessories and weapons you're using will drastically change how your character will perform and what it's good for. This character is okay to play in a solo world, but I'd personally recommend using this class in a multiplayer world, as you can support your teammates from the sidelines, which is needed due to the low defense this class provides for your character. Finally, onto the Summoners class. Personally, I rarely use this class as it supplies your character with little defense, making it less effective than other classes in solo worlds. On the contrary, this class can be good to use in multiplayer worlds, because other characters can take the damage whilst your minions can deal damage to enemies and bosses. This is a relatively fun class to play, as you can watch your minions deal all the damage. The Summoners class is a class where you have to be careful when choosing a Summoner's weapon and accessories, as this can change the way your weapons perform. This class actually has a surprisingly high potential to deal very high damage to enemies, although you may not think so at first sight. There are a few weapons I recommend using for each class, and here they are. So, for the melee class, I recommend using the Zenith, Solar Eruption, Terrarian and the Vampire Knives. For the Ranger class, I recommend the SDMG, Celebration Mark II, Vortex Beater and the Phantasm. I also recommend using chlorophyte bullets for the extra DPS. For mages, I recommend the Last Prism, Lunar Flare, Nebula Blaze and the Nebula Arcanum. For summoners, I recommend using the Terra Prism, Rainbow Crystal Staff, Lunar Portal Staff and the Stardust Dragon Staff, or the Stardust Cell Staff, depending on your preference. Choosing classes in Terraria can be quite difficult for most of us, especially when you are new to the game, but hopefully this guide has helped you to make a decision on what class you are going to choose in your future Terraria worlds and playthroughs. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to say them in the comments section, as I'd be delighted to hear what you have to say. So that's it for this video. If you did enjoy, or if it helped you in any way, please consider liking the video, subscribing and turning on post notifications so you don't miss out on a future upload. I really hope you found some use out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.